Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna compare the Samsung's Note 10 Plus and the Note 10 with the last year's Galaxy Note 9 to see the major upgrades the Note 10 has over the Note 9. So starting off with the construction, same build materials, we're gonna have aluminium frame and curved glass back on all three phones, and not stainless steel on the Note 10, as it was a confusion but Samsung confirmed it. It's aluminium frame on the Note 10, not stainless steel. The screen will be 6.3 inches on the Note 10, then 6.4 inches on the Note 9, so not a huge difference, while way larger 6.8 inches on the Note 10 Plus. So as for their overall size, the Note 10 Plus and the Note 9 are gonna be the same, while the standard Note 10 will be way smaller. The Note 10 series will be significantly more thinner than the Note 9, and as for the weight, the 10 Plus and the Note 9 are very similar, while the smaller Note 10 will be way lighter. As for the bezels, obviously Note 10 is coming with a newer and more improved design, and if you're thinking about that hole punch, it will make the status bar slightly more wider, but it will not be as wide as the top bezel of the Note 9. The fingerprint scanner will be in-screen ultrasonic scanner on the Note 10 versus it's on the back on the Note 9. Both phones will have the face unlock feature, while the Note 9 is also gonna have the iris scanner, so the face unlock can work in pitch black darkness too. USB Type-C port on both phones for connectivity, and the Note 10 series are not gonna have the headphone jack, while the Note 9 did come with it. The speaker setup will be the same on both phones, one speaker on the bottom side and the other one being the earpiece, and all three phones will be IP68 certified. As for that S Pen on the Note 9, it came with Bluetooth, so it was always connected with the device, so you could use the button on the S Pen to play music and pause music or take pictures and stuff like that. Now the Note 10 has all these features, plus it can detect movement now, so you can move the S Pen in a certain way to do stuff on the handset. The camera app takes the most advantage of it, and you can take pictures, zoom in or zoom out, change modes, and you can also switch between back and front camera with it. As for the display, it's Super AMOLED on the Note 9 versus Dynamic AMOLED on the Note 10 and 10 Plus. The resolution will be Quad HD on the 10 Plus and the Note 9 versus Full HD on the standard Note 10. So screen sharpness will still be very good on the Note 10, but if you'll come from the Note 9 to the Note 10, then you might feel the less sharp screen of the Note 10. There has not been any testing done on the Note 10 yet, but one thing for sure, and that's the screen will be very similar to the one on the S10 on the Note 10. So the screen is definitely more brighter on the S10 compared to the Note 9, means higher contrast ratio. The Note 9 does support HDR10 content versus the Note 10 and 10 Plus supports HDR10 Plus, and this is why Samsung is calling these screens Dynamic AMOLED instead of Super AMOLED. Always on display will be there on both phones, and both will be protected by Gorilla Glass. I mean all three of these. As for the performance, so Snapdragon 855 on the Note 10 versus 845 on the Note 9, or Exynos 9825 on the Note 10 versus Exynos 9810 on the Note 9. So in everyday use, the performance difference will be noticeable, while the Note 9 would still not be a bad phone in terms of the performance. And as for the GPU, again there's gonna be a huge increase in performance on the Note 10, while the Note 9 can also run all the heavy games on high settings. The RAM on the Note 9 was 6 or 8 GB, while the Note 10 will have 8 GB of RAM and the 10 Plus will have 12 GB of it. So huge amount of RAM on all of these, and no worries even with 6 GB of RAM. On the Note 9, the storage will start from 128 GB versus the Note 10 series will have at least 256 GB of it. And on the Note 9 and the 10 Plus, it will be expandable, while on the standard Note 10 there is no micro SD card slot, and the handset is only coming in one storage variant, so no more than 256 GB on the handset. But this storage itself is UFS 3.0 on the Note 10 series compared to the UFS 2.1 on the Note 9, so it means the loading time will definitely be lesser on the Note 10 series compared to the Note 9, and at last the Note 9 is upgradable to Android 9 Pie with One UI, so it's great. The main camera sensor looks to be the same on both phones, so it will be 12 megapixels with dual aperture and OIS. Both phones will produce pleasing pictures with great detail and dynamic range, and the same goes for low light, and both are gonna have dual pixel face detection autofocus, means refocusing will be super quick on these. But the Note 10 will have Samsung's advanced image processing, which the Note 9 won't have, so there is gonna be a slight difference in camera performance. The telephoto camera on both will be 12 megapixels and it will be 2 times zoomed. This sensor on the S10 produced better colors than the Note 9 or the S9 Plus, so expect the same from the Note 10 series, and this sensor will have OIS on all three phones. The Note 10 and 10 Plus are gonna have a 16 megapixels wide angle sensor with 123 degrees of field of view, versus on the Note 9 the maximum field of view will be 77 degrees, so super wide shots on the Note 10 to capture scenes and groups. On the Note 10 Plus there's gonna be a fourth sensor on the back, which will be a 3D time of flight camera, so it will result in even better subject separation in portraits, and it will also allow portrait videos. As for video capture, both phones will record 4K videos at 60 fps with OIS and 4K at 30 fps with OIS and EIS. Slow motion capture will be at 240 fps in 1080p, and super slow motion will either be in 480 fps or 960, while the recording time will be twice as much on the Note 10 series compared to the Note 9. The Note 10 series will have a super steady mode, which will use the wide angle sensor to capture super stabilized and steady videos, versus the Note 9 doesn't have a wide angle sensor, and the portrait video will only be available on the Note 10 Plus. Major upgrade in terms of the front camera, so 8 megapixels on the Note 9 versus 10 on the Note 10. Both will be autofocus, but this time it will use dual pixel face detection, means it will be faster and more accurate. Sensor size is larger on the Note 10 and it will capture 4K videos compared to 1440p on the Note 9, and of course the image processing will be better on the Note 10, means better colors and contrast. At loss for the battery, so the standard Note 10 will have 3500 mAh capacity, then 4000 mAh on the Note 9, and then 4300 mAh on the Note 10 Plus. So larger capacity on the Note 10 Plus, but the screen on time can be lesser on the Note 10 series, mainly because of the larger screens. All three phones will have the wireless charging feature, while the Note 10 series will also have reverse wireless charging. And as for fast wired charging, the Note 9 takes almost 2 hours to fully recharge, versus the Note 10 Plus takes just 1 hour and 5 minutes to get to 0 to 100% with included charger. So the standard Note 10 should also take the same or even lesser amount of time to do the same. And the Note 10 Plus also supports 45 hours charging, which will be even faster, but you'll have to buy the charger separately. So this is it for this video guys. Let me know what you guys think about both handsets, and if you found this video interesting, then be sure to like it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.